Hello everybody and welcome back to another World of Warships Legends video. Today we'll be having a look at the ship that comes after Renown, the Rook. At the moment I got the ship, I used the same build I did with Renown, so just going over quickly, that's Jackie Fisher with Emil Pratt and Comrade Helfrich as the inspirations, just for the maximum speed. So using this build, Rook kind of clicked with me immediately, even stock. I actually had a lot of fun playing this ship, which I didn't expect to happen because most people say this is like the soft spot in the line. Or just, you know, every line's got that one ship that's not very good, and apparently it's Rook in this case, but I don't think it is. As I said, I really enjoyed it. I find it has the same, or a similar playstyle to Renown, but, you know, with more guns. Anyway, so this first match is a domination game on the map Trident. We have got a down tier and also a carrier game, with 3 destroyers per team and 0 cruisers, something which is unfortunately becoming quite common lately. Speaking of carriers, there are our Bovoy takes a nasty hit and we got our first shot off on the Fuso whilst I've been rambling. So yeah, anyway, cruisers have become a lot less common lately, which kind of upsets the balance of things. Well, you know, destroyers get to run around a bit free unless they're, you know, as a carrier, which unfortunately there is also a carrier in this game. That Fuso is exposing a lovely flat broadside to us, but we're not going to sit still him. But we do get about 15k off here. Surprising things already is that, including me, but also the Bovoy and the Francesco Caracciolo, are actually, you know, working kind of as a team. We're all pushing at the same time. The Bovoy sets smoke for us, which, as much as that's kind of useless, because if I shoot anywhere, we're going to be spotted. So it may be kind of useless, but it's still going to be, it's still teamwork, and actually the Caracciolo is going to benefit from it, because I think he's double fired, so he can just not be shot during that time. And that is already a bad sign, because there is a destroyer in A, we know that for a fact. Good torpedo dodges by Bovoy. And we now know there's a second destroyer out of the 3 that happens also over here. The enemy Colorado turns up, and there is the other enemy destroyer that is not in the cap. It's in the Sasha, if I recall correctly. We managed to slow down a bit here to avoid the Colorado shots, and one of the carrier's torpedoes, but of course he hits one. That's permaflood. One thing Rook gets as well is a defensive AA fire, which is the worst consumable in the game because it only comes in helpful with about 20% of all games you ever play. But it still actually does come in handy when you're under attack by aircraft, because they can maybe only get one run off. So we're going to turn out a bit here because I don't want to push into 2 destroyers. We do take a bit of a hit there from the Colorado. Luckily, Fisher's unique skill, the Speedy Smart Armor one, I should know, it's in the top left of the screen. That one does decrease the amount of incoming damage when you have your engine boost active, which is useful because you also get a 3rd one with Fisher. Our Bovoy's run straight into the kid, so he's dead. And so is our Hugo, so we're kind of already in a bad spot already because, well, I was going to say we haven't got any spotting now, but our other destroyers actually come over here. And enemy Asashio, actually.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes.
Yeah, this guy's going to be an interesting specimen for sure. So, you know, we got random funny torps, might as well use them. No point in not, so you just throw them out the Asashio there. We're waiting for him to turn out a bit here so he can, you know, hit shells on him. But he's just kind of going to go in a straight line, so, you know, just take a shot anyway, do about 5k nearly to him. And he keeps going in a straight line and eats a torpedo and dies.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
You know, I'm not one for calling people NPCs, but, you know, that guy. I mean, he might have been new, it's a B ship, he might have got it from a crate. I won't be too harsh on him. Anyways, enemy kid going the other direction as he, well, not maybe probably should. I'm not sure. I'm not a good destroyer player, so I don't really know the calls to make.
Engine boost deactivated.
So we're going to pop one of our 5 heals we get with Fisher. I like to flex Fisher a lot in these videos because he's just that good. So we know the carriers on this side of the map, and if possible, we can hopefully use our speed to close down on the carrier enough. Because all carriers on this, if carriers spawn on the left side of this map, they always do one thing. If they spawn up top, they always go to the islands that I'm like looking at right now. They sit behind one of those 2 islands there, or they go straight to the island at the centre back of the map, and they sit there for 15 minutes, and they'll never be killed. But I forgot what my top speed is. Well, it's at least 36.5 without speed boost, engine boost on. So we're going to take this opportunity to try and kill the Colorado, because he's not doing so well. He's already below half health now. One thing I do have to say about Rook, though, is, as you'd expect from a battle cruiser, its armor's relatively poor. Its bow armor's worse than Renown for some reason, because of course, for some ungodly reason, Renown gets 25mm, just standard battleship armor on a battle cruiser at tier 5, and this thing's only got 19, yeah, it's 19. Ooh, it might be 16. Honestly, I can't remember. It's one of those, but it doesn't really matter because you're going to get overmatched by the same ships anyway, so that's Scharnhorst with 11-inch guns and anything bigger. So, literally every single battleship you will see will be able to overmatch you.
Engine boost activated.
One thing also about the Rook is the accuracy. Now, I'm going to talk about a bit of the accuracy on the British battle cruisers, because I'm not exactly sure how it works. We don't get to see accuracy stats in this game. The best we get to see is the Sigma value, which we see on wowsl.com. Great website, by the way, not sponsored. Go to it, I guess, if you want to see ship stats. Well, and the Sigma on Rook, I can't remember. I think it's worse than 1.8, which is the standard. Not that Sigma is like the most important value. You might as well just say, oh, the Omega values, etc., etc. It doesn't really mean anything. But I'm pretty sure the dispersion formula on the Rook and the rest of the British battle cruisers is something really bizarre, where, say you're firing your salvo in a battleship, and you've got 3 types of salvos, I guess. You've got laser beams that are going to do lots of damage. You've got your average salvo, which is, you know, not nuking everybody, but still doing good damage. And the, doing no damage at all, or little damage, just missing completely, that category. And I think the way the British battlecruiser dispersion works, by the way, yeah, well, I've completely forgotten what's going on. Yeah, the enemy carrier has been seen behind one of these islands, so we're just gonna kill him here with HE, get a 6-star on him. No chance we're gonna be 6-starring with AP at that range. Unfortunately, we're not gonna shoot down enough of his aircraft to get a clear sky, which is sad. Anyway, British battlecruiser dispersion and grouping. I'm not sure how it works, and there's like a 90% probability I'm completely wrong in saying this, but I think the way it works is the category of the middle one of doing damage but not nuking things is like smaller. You've got like better chance of, you've got more chance of getting laser beams, but simultaneously have a higher chance of missing completely with terrible dispersion. So, I think it's like that. Again, I'm probably wrong and I'm waffling. And someone is going to correct me in the comments, and please do. Actually, I do read the comments, I read all of them. Anyway, Bradshaw's been taking a beating, but he's still pushing, you got to admire that. Forced a kid out of B, so hopefully the Bradshaw can take B. Notice our carrier has died at this point. He got his teeth kicked in by the destroyer, who went all the way to the map border to kill him. Not that I'm against killing carriers, I think all carriers should die, but probably not the greatest strategy if you're wanting to win the game. But this game is actually turning out to be close and also not close. No, we could win this game pretty easily if the enemy is stupid. Okay, well, not so easily now that the Fuso's... Okay, no, pretty easy now, but then the Gneisenau died. But also pretty carryable for the enemy, because they've got 2 destroyers, and we can't really do anything about them. Apart from this kid who's got himself spotted somehow, so he's going to lose quite a lot of health, and spoiler alert here, we're going to leave him on like 9 hit points or something. An extra 2 shells there and don't kill him, so he's got pretty much no health left, and I can't even remember if he dies this game. Anyway, so we've got a bit of a pickle now. Hopefully the Caracciolo can pick up the B cap. Whilst meanwhile, I'm going to have to continuously dodge and weave in case this kid's going after me and not the Caracciolo. And that's 39.8 knots, not exactly the 40 knots. I think Rook is Rook slower? Yeah, Rook's slower than Hawke, I think. So I'm pretty... Oh no, we hit 40 knots for a second there. So I think Hawke's going to be able to get up to 40 knots pretty easily if you're not, you know, turning a lot. Which, running ships down constantly in Rook is very, very funny. When people, you know, take their salvo instead to shoot a cruiser instead of shooting you. And then by the time they've reloaded, you've closed in on them by like 7 kilometers. Well, not 7 kilometers. That's an over-exaggeration. But you close it on people rapidly, and that's what we're going to be doing to this Fuso here. You're going to be trying to close it in on him a bit. And also the kid, because without the engine boost, then we are going to be able to catch up to the kid. So we're constantly having to push him back, and every time he wants to torpedo us, if he's still directly in front of us, he's risking getting spotted by a battleship and chased down by a battleship, which is really embarrassing. Anyway, actually spamming Fuso, we actually pick up the Citadel on him there. That brings us to 174,000 actually. So I'm hesitant to go into sea. I don't really want to do it. The Caracciolo does though. Caracciolo's doing it. Or do I want to go into sea? I can't remember. For all we know, the kids could be anywhere. He could be off of my broadside, pumping all of his torps into me right now. See, all of his torps, he's got like 5. Not too many. See, we're going to get turned around just in time here to, well, avoid not getting our shot off of the Fuso, so we do kill him. And the enemy destroyer, the one that's in the south, has presumably crept into B, whilst, well, he has because the kid's there. Actually has got no health as we left him on. The Caracciolo is actually under fire from the kid. The kid's opened fire on the Caracciolo. I'm not sure why he did that. He was not on enough health to kill him quickly before the Caracciolo got a shot off back. So, yeah, he's dead. And all of a sudden, we now have a points advantage, which is a bit of a surprise. So I've got 100 points, I know, and then they are not going to catch up on that in a minute. So the destroyer's got to kill both of us, and I'm not willing to let that happen, so I'm just going to turn around and sprint in the other direction and fire some random funny torps, just in case they hit him. So, you know, I'm actually saying the same thing to the Caracciolo. I haven't actually credited the Caracciolo a lot. This guy is key to our success in this game. Let's put it that way. Without him, this game would have not been a victory. And a comeback victory at that as well. So with about 20 seconds left, the enemy Anshan opens fire. I don't see many Anshans actually. Anyway, the enemy Anshan opens fire on our Caracciolo. He's going to get a bit more damage. Caracciolo is not going to die from the Anshan's gunfire, and we get screwed over by the RNG there. But that's a win, and also picking up a Dreadnought medal to finish things off. Yes, this game was a while ago. It's not the current campaign, it was the previous one. So there you go, 183,000 damage and 3,154 base XP in the Rook. And on to the next game. So for our second game, it is on Northern Waters, also a domination game. This one is very much an up tier, and there are 3 destroyers, 1 cruiser and 5 battleships per team. We've spawned out on the sea flank here with our allied destroyer and other battleship. I can't remember what it is. But we're going to try and go wide. We've got speed, so we're going to use it. You know, this ship's for pushing. That's the way I play it. I always push it, but even I'm not mad enough to push into sea. And apparently neither is our battleship we spawned with. He is not mad enough to stay here or something. I don't know, at least that's what he thinks, because he's leaving the cap completely and going to the other side of the map, which is something you do not do. Do not leave the flank that you spawn on, people. Common mistake. Speaking of common mistakes, Nagato goes broadside. We're not going to have enough fuse in order to citadel him, but we pick up 18k nonetheless. A very good opening salvo.
Engine boost activated.
Anyway, Nagato shoots back, and I don't really know what happens with that shot. I guess he just didn't have... He had really bad range or something, and he tried to take the shot. Either way, that's going to give us enough time to get another shot off on him, but unfortunately the dispersion is poor.
Nice work.
Anyway, enemy Bliskovica, also a rare ship. I don't know what happens to our other destroyer, but he's practically dead already. I mean, he's got no health left. So we can't really rely on him for anything now. This really puts us in a difficult position because obviously we're the only ship that's out here now, and we can't let the Bliskovica take this cap and then push around to the top, because then he'd be able to get torp salvos out on all of our battleships. So I'm just desperate enough to trying to get as much damage in on him as possible. Fortunately, that salvo does miss. The enemy Scharnhorst actually turned out here, which is unfortunate because I was hoping to get a broadside shot on him. I'm actually going to load the high explosive here, both firing with Bliskovica and because the Scharnhorst is angled, so why not? There's no reason not to. Turn in, minimise the maximum size of the target, so hopefully the destroyer does not hit so many torps on us. Our allied Iowa is sitting there, and our allied Nagato is also kind of sitting there, and I don't think they're doing anything. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Iowa's managed to lodge himself in a position where he can unironically shoot at nothing but the Scharnhorst. And he's not going to shoot the Scharnhorst. Or he might do. Who knows, I might have forgotten something and he dev strikes him here with this salvo. Okay, definitely not.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Now we're just going to close in on this cap so fast that we're going to have to hopefully force the Bliskovica to vacate the cap. And I'm starting to get spotted on and off, and there is the Bliskovica. He's going to take down our destroyer, unfortunately. Not before we manage to get a shot off on him. I'll take him down to about 5,000 health because each bar in this game is 5,000 health, in case you didn't know. You know, one thing I didn't touch up on the ship is the secondaries. They're not, like, really good by any means. Don't, absolutely, under no circumstances should you build into the secondaries on each ship. or these ships. But these are 6-inch secondaries that are similar to Nelson, so they are actually going to do some damage to a destroyer here. We do take one torpedo there. I don't know where the other set goes, but yeah. Anyway, that only lands 2 shells, which is unfortunate. Despite my best efforts here to get my secondaries around in order to finish him off there, obviously secondary gunners are deranged and can't hit anything. So he survives just for a moment longer, but he's not going to be outside of detectability next time when we come around silent. We pick up on the kill there. We pick the kill up. And right, so now we're the only one in this cap. We're going to hopefully go unspotted, take the cap before we think about doing anything rash. Speaking of doing things rash, that man's playing with Bismarck, which is a ship I don't like. Don't tell any German BB mates I said that. So we're going to slow down right here. So if we went forwards, then we'd be spotted because the fire we have on our ship would blooming the detection range out to wherever Scharnhorst is. So we do slow down a bit here, long enough for the fire to go out, but we get spotted anyway, which allows for Scharnhorst to get a salvo off. What's even more concerning, though, is that both our Nagato and our Iowa are still not doing anything and are still sitting behind the same rock. Even if this is the perfect time to push. Now, the enemy Bismarck over here, who... Can I just point out his name's Otto Siliax? No, sorry, I should be naming and shaming, but whatever. Enemy Bismarck coming around here, he's going to be a broadside enough. And so are we, so this could be a pretty big salvo for each of us. Though I come out on top because Bismarck guns. Anyway. Scharnhorst gets another fire, not really having it today, so putting it out. We're getting another heal back here in a second. Whilst the enemy Bismarck, who's also got an American Cam 1, which is actually pretty based, is going to get some kind of overmatch damage on us. We managed to get just over 16k there in a good trade. That's what battleships should normally be doing, is trading with other battleships, and whilst also preferably preserving as much health as possible for the late game. We tried to get the island in front of us, but unfortunately not. He gets 2 pens on us. We get about 11k back on him. His saturation does not allow us to get the damage we like. But he is on low enough health that hopefully now the Nagato and Iowa could maybe do something and finish him off. And what I was saying earlier about preserving your hit points for the late game is not sitting behind an island for nearly like 10 minutes. And also we got another battleship who's I don't know where he's going. He's off to Two Brothers, I think the saying is. He's off to Two Brothers. He's at the top of the map. I don't know where he is. I think he's gone to do something in real life. I don't know. Again, I'm not assuming. So, we're going to get the cap here, and ask for some XP, and of course, helps win the games. Objectives are more important than kills. That's something somebody, or some people need to remember as well, particularly in high tiers, where they seem to completely forget. And I have heard some people say that you can forget about the objectives, which you really can't, because they're bright colours at the top of the map. And also they're on the mini-map, which you should also be looking at. And then also the game plays a blaringly loud noise every single time somebody gets a cap. I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm waffling again. Anyway, the Bismarck is on pretty much no health now, which should hopefully allow us to pick up the kill on him. And indeed it does. With the enemy Scharnhorst dead as well, that leaves us pretty much decisively winning this game, or this game's pretty much won already. They've got I think it's a Veneto, an Asashio, and something else. I can't remember. Anyway, we actually pick up the high Colombo of that salvo as well, with 116,000 damage. Actually, I'm going to say something here. I don't know what both of our destroyers were doing. Both of these guys are going to be killed by the Veneto, because sap secondaries and destroyers tend not to be the best combination in favour, outcome of the destroyer's favour. So the enemy Veneto is back, but I don't even want to shoot that because a heavily angled Veneto, plus he's angling his turrets, so I'm probably not going to take out any turrets if we do try and aim for them. So we shoot the Asashio instead.
Engine boost activated.
A little bit of a side note here. Back in the days on PC, battleship AP penetrations, like we've got 4 penetrations on the Asashio, used to do full AP penetration damage like they would do on battleships. So that literally would have killed the Asashio there immediately from full health. And it's probably a good thing they changed that. Wouldn't be very fun or entertaining, to be honest. The enemy Veneto turning up again. He's giving us just enough to go into the bow plating there, so we pick up that kill for our 3rd kill this game. But our Asashio is obviously definitely 100% in this smoke, so we're going to just completely turn as hard as we can, and there he is. Fire funny torpedoes. We know funny torpedoes like to hit Asashios, we've seen that already.
Torpedoes direct front.
We managed to pick up the kill just as the game ends, as we get the torpedo dodge off. And also a Dreadnought medal, I think. We got another Dreadnought medal. Not difficult to get when you've got 5 heals. So yeah, that's 137,000 damage and exactly 3 XP in the Rook for a lovely little game there. So all in all, I think Rook goes unbelievably hard. This might be one of my new go-to tier 6s, as renowned as one of my go-to tier 5s. I swear I've got no bias. It's just a good ship. I'll give you a little hint. I'm not really the biggest fan of Hawke right now, so call me controversial all you want, but I think Rook is an underrated gem, as the title would suggest. And I think, personally, it should be more enjoyable to grind through than most people say it is. And if you do end up grinding through this ship, then it shouldn't be difficult. So, I think with that all said, please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. Toodaloo, au revoir, bye bye.